Kid Baby Starchild is a very unassuming game, especially by its name, and the fact that it comes from a very small development team trying to make a 3D platformer, which in of itself is a very hard genre. But even with this very early access play, thanks to the developer giving me a press key, there is definitely a lot of potential here. But there are a few very big missteps that could doom this game if they're not taken care of. Anyway, the story is, well, your typical platformer fluff. Something has been kidnapped, in this case, well, a star baby, and it's up to you to save that child. And to do that, you're going to be doing a lot of platforming. And I want to stop things here and say that I really do love the aesthetics of Kid Baby. The graphics have this kind of like cartoony pop to them. I believe the developer said this was done on either a heavily modified or their very own game engine that they use for this game. And you can definitely tell there's a lot of time and heart put into the design and graphics of the game. In terms of the level design, the rules are pretty much what we would come to expect. Each level has you run through a variety of obstacles, enemies, and environments as you try to reach the end without running out of lives. You have 3 health points, and you can pick up sushi to recover. But you probably have noticed so far with the footage that there are a lot of collectibles and doodads all around the world. So the first thing you collect are purple diamonds, that if you collect 100 in a level, you'll gain one of 4, I'm not sure what we call them, I guess like cogs. And the cogs themselves are Kid Baby's equivalent of the stars from the Mario franchise, and they're used to unlock new levels. There's also 4 playing cards that are hidden in various areas, as well as bonus challenges, which I have no idea what they're used for. Every level has a speed running challenge, that's the timer you see in the upper right, and there's even like a little weird mini game that plays at the end of every level that you collect what looks like a, I don't know, some kind of like cyborg squid character. And you can also find these other collectibles that can be used in the bazaar to buy more lives, health, and I guess a key to unlock additional areas. But the game itself certainly is aiming for hardcore platformers with all the collectibles and the variety of levels. And even from this early build, like I said, it shows a lot of interesting promise, especially what they're trying to do in terms of movement tech. You have, besides your jump and your sword slash, you also have a dash. And the dash can be used to basically proc an uppercut that can send things flying in the air. You have a downward thrust that can be performed by timing a sword slash while you're dropping down. And you can even do a double jump when you hold down your sword and perform the charged sword slash in the air. And I'm sure speedrunners aplenty will figure out unique ways or sequence breaking strategies around that. And this all sounds well and good so far, but like I said, Kid Baby is not without its faults. And the faults that it does have are very serious. Because the platformer genre is a very technical one, and any issues with that gameplay loop can sink an entire game. And we're going to talk about that one as soon as we have a quick word to our Patreon supporters and sponsors. And now for a quick thank you to our Patreon backers, as well as to our current Game Wisdom sponsors. And if you'd like to continue this discussion on game design, be sure to check out our Discord channel, linked down below. If you're a fan of Game Wisdom and looking for a little bit of collectible swag, anyone who donates $25 or more via Super Chat or on patreon.com/WBycer will get your hands on this lovely little Josh box. This is a hand-detailed box that comes with a USB drive containing 10 hours of some of my favorite podcasts done throughout the years. This is only available for the month of April 2019. Afterwards, we'll have to weigh in and see if people want more Josh boxes in the future. So if you're interested, be sure to get those donations in now before this offer runs out. Kid Baby Starchild, as we said, has a lot going for it, but its biggest issues lie more in the underlying mechanics of the game, and that can definitely be seen with the camera. The 3D camera is such a vital tool for any kind of platformer, and when it's not working right, it leads to the game being more frustrating to almost impossible to play. And Kid Baby's camera fails in two essential parts. The first is that it is entirely locked by the game. There is no way for you to adjust the camera, turn things around, or anything like that. What that means is that you cannot go back through a level, as the camera will simply not allow you to see that viewpoint. But the more damning issue is that developers have made a very classic mistake in 3D platforming, and that is that there is no depth of field or way to measure where your character is in the 3D space. Any 3D platformer will have the shadow be a frame of reference on the ground when you're jumping. You need that so you can tell exactly where your character is in relation to the environment around them. Without it, you have to guesstimate. And even though the camera is fixed, that doesn't excuse the fact that this is missing. And without it, it makes it a lot harder to gauge jumps, especially when you're having to jump between multiple fields in the area. And this leads to a lot of frustration when it comes to playing Kid Baby. And this is also compounded by the punishment for dying. Kid Baby's levels feature checkpoints. However, despite the number of collectibles and things for you to do in the levels, it only preserves your progress when you make it to a new checkpoint. So what that means is you could do a bonus area, then die, you can do a checkpoint, go to a bonus area, come out of it, and then die, and that entire bonus area that you just spent about a minute or so to do has now been wiped from your progress. And this is a very big concern for the game because it adds a lot of backtracking and forced repeated content. If you're going to have a checkpoint system, then either the bonus stuff should be kind of preserved regardless, or it should be something like Snake Pass, where you can return to a checkpoint and kind of quote-unquote lock in your progress anytime you've done something. And it's just an unnecessary difficulty hurdle for players to deal with. And to be honest, that's it. Like, those are really my main problems with Kid Baby right now. They're more on the technical side or the finer details, but they can easily damn a 3D platformer if they're not taken care of. The developers have already said they are planning on doing obviously more playtesting now the game is in early access, and by the time you're watching this video, or by the time the game is released, these issues may not be in this game. Again, unfortunately I'm not a fortune teller, so I can't predict things, but if they can fine-tune the bounds and difficulty of Kid Baby here, this could be a very impressive 3D platformer, and definitely one to keep an eye out for. But with that said, we're going to wrap up this first look here. I would again like to thank developers for giving me a press key to check this one out. It is available on early access as we speak. And if you'd like me to take a look at your game in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch and come back for daily discussions on game design here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. Until our next stream, take care. If you're looking for a book on design, my first title, 20 Essential Games to Study, is out now. It is available where most books are sold, and it comes in paper, hardcover, or digital copies. This is the perfect book for anyone interested in learning about game design, whether you are a student, enthusiast, or just a fan. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed things, be sure to do all the liking and subscribing that the kids are doing these days. Check out our Discord channel linked down below where we hang out and chat game design, and come back later tonight for our regular streamings. But that's it, and tune in for more great content here and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games.